I assure you, the way that the media is taking sides is not based on the reality of these two individuals. There are other factors that are causing why the media has taken sides. So when a bunch of the media, when Kanye moved next door, they were like, "Oh, he's stalking her." Like he can't get over her. He can't leave this woman alone. He needs to move on with his life. There's something wrong with this guy. But if you look at the interview, and in fact, I did a video on this. If you look at the interview between Kanye West and Jason Lee, he talks about how, number one, I didn't move next door to Kim. He says, I moved next door to my kids. And that was a perspective. When I heard him say that, that was a perspective that nobody had talked about. That was a perspective that the media wasn't promoting, because they was like, oh, this is just about him trying to be around his ex. I was like, you know what? That's an interesting point. He has the money. If he wants to be close to his kids, like what would a father that has gotten divorced and has the resources, that wants to be close to his children, what should he do? What would be a good thing to do? And moving next door to your kids, if you've got the money to do it, I'm like, you know what? That's that's not crazy. That's not a bad thing. That seemed reasonable. Something else that he said in the interview with Jason Lee. He's like, listen, I have beef. I'll say things, people I don't like, think situations I don't like, but I want to make sure it's known. I'm not going to do anything illegal. I'm not doing anything violent. So when I say I'm going to get at people, I'm talking about legally, and through other means. Now he didn't say he's going to play nice, and clearly we can see that there's a lot of not nice play going on. But he never said that he was going to play nice. So what we're seeing is definitely him at least adhering to that part. Interesting thing is Kim isn't saying a whole lot, and Kim hasn't said a lot directly about the situation. She said a couple of things, and like she's waited. And we got to realize Kim is media savvy. Kim is so media savvy because by her not saying anything, by her just letting him go off, him ranting about Pete Davidson, him ranting about her letting North on TikTok, him ranting, like by him doing this, she knows she can just keep quiet, and he looks crazy. He looks stupid, and she looks like she's taking the high road. Now, she may actually just be taking the high road, but there's a couple of ways to look at it. She could actually just be taking the high road. Yeah, I'm not going to, badmouth him. I'm just going to let him be. And I'll just let him tire himself out. But when you take a look at the way the media covers it, the question is, why is there such a divide over support? Like I said, the divide in support over, who's a good guy and who's a bad guy, especially from the media. Now, there's people in the general public that there's a little bit more nuance, but in the media, it is definitely 1,000% political. It is 1,000% political with the way the media covers it. So you've got your left-leaning media that is definitely going to come after Kanye. That's going to call him crazy, going to call him ridiculous, because they've been calling him crazy and ridiculous ever since he publicly supported Trump. So now this fits their narrative because he's still talking about right-wing topics. He's still criticizing the Democrats. So they're like, okay, perfect. This is fitting into our narrative even better. We can take every crazy thing, every stupid thing he says, all of his antics, and then just say, see, we told you he's crazy. Meanwhile, you've got people on the right who may not have ever given a damn about Kanye West, but because he supported Trump, they're like, oh no, Kanye is right. Kanye is being persecuted. This is their lies, and now they're coming up with a narrative to support Kanye because they agree with him politically, because they agree with things he said publicly from a political standpoint. But in fact, and like I said, that's what the media's doing, and there's people in the general public that are doing this. So now the funny thing is, though, Kanye and Kim both dealt with Trump. When Trump was in office, they both dealt with Trump, but they were dealing with him on a political on a level of political of getting things, of advocacy. And quite frankly, by the way, let me just stop before. That's something I appreciate about both of them. I appreciate that both Kim Kardashian and Kanye West used their influence to lobby Trump and help with criminal justice issues while Trump was in office. Because there's a lot of people who were afraid to deal with Trump because it's Trump, and they didn't want to get criticized by the Democrats. Like if you actually care about an issue, that's like if you're an advocate for an issue, doesn't matter who's in. You're supposed to be like, don't let a political party get in the way of you advocating for that issue. If there's a Republican president and you can get some kind of common ground and gain some kind of ground with them, do it. If there's a Democrat, like do it so that you can get this thing done. And I appreciate that both of them did that. Um, yeah, listen, I forgot about that. Yeah, the right hated Kanye when he said the whole George Bush thing. Y'all remember what that? Do y'all remember that? George Bush doesn't care about black people. The look on Mike Myers' face was priceless. But where you're at is so much of this is politicized. So much of this is based on political allegiances and this political tribalism. And so people are just automatically just picking a team based on, okay, Kanye's on the right, boom, we're with him. People on the left, oh, Kanye's on the left, sorry, Kim is on the left, we're with Kim. But now, question is Kim on the left? Because remember, Kim and Kanye both went to Trump, and yeah, classic. Yes, that was absolutely classic. The the telethon where Kanye just, and that's Kanye. Kanye will just do things. Kanye will just say, you know what, this isn't the generally accepted thing, but I don't care because I'm Kanye, and I kind of understand where he's coming from. But we'll talk about that in a minute. Because if you take a look at the advocacy, the political advocacy, and the criminal justice advocacy that Kim and Kanye were doing while Trump was in office, you have Kim, who was she was lobbying on behalf of certain people, like that woman that had been sent for a drug case, got her out. Kanye was doing something similar as well. He was working on the same thing, but he went further. So Kanye goes further. Kanye goes to the White House. Kanye is meeting with Trump and just praising Trump. A lot of people on the left didn't like that, especially like the Democratic Party. They hated that. The establishment in the Democratic Party hated that because that makes their job harder. Because if you have a prominent black musician like Kanye West publicly disavowing the Democratic Party, they might actually have to work to get the black vote. So from that point on, they have to discredit him so that black people, even if they're buying his music, even if they're liking his music, will not listen to him when it comes to political issues. But there's something I really appreciated when Kanye did that. Because at that time, when Kanye went to the White House, when Kanye was talking to Trump, people like Candace Owens, and Candace Owens was basically parroting what Trump had already said, but there were a bunch of people in Trump's ear telling Trump that he needed to institute martial law in Chicago. Think about that. When Kanye goes to the White House, there's people in the there are people in Trump's ear telling him he needs to institute martial law in Chicago. What does Kanye do? Kanye goes to the White House. Kanye's sitting there, the cameras are there, everybody's taking pictures. They're like, okay, yeah, this is going to be big, this is going to be huge. We're going to cover the hell out of this. This is going to be something really big, and it is. But so many people missed what actually happened. So Kanye's there, and the cameras are there. Kanye looks at the cameras. I love this man. This man is great. This man is amazing. This man has done I look up to this man. This is what Kanye is saying. And everybody's like, wow, this is gonna be gold. Like in both sides. Like it doesn't matter what media outlet they were for, this was gonna be huge because Kanye is just like basically pledging allegiance to Donald Trump. And he's like, oh, I love this man. This man is an inspiration to me. It's like Superman. Like I want to be like this man. And Trump, being the ego-driven individual that he is, was just loving it. Like you could actually see Donald Trump's head getting bigger as Kanye was just praising him. He was like, he was loving it. And Kanye's like, yes, it's and this man is so great, and he's done what no other president can do. He's done all these things, and And that's why I'm so glad that he's in the White House, and it means so much to me, and that it means so much to me that I'm able to sit here with this man. Oh yeah. And martial law in Chicago, stop and frisk, stupid ideas. And Trump was like, yeah, they're stupid ideas. Yeah. Also, free Larry Hoover. Well, I don't know who Larry Hoover is, but we need to look at his case. Yeah, we need to look at his case. Kanye just did something that was Kanye saved Chicago, and everybody missed it. Kanye saved Chicago, and everybody missed it. Kanye went there, gassed Trump up, and then slipped in some stuff to, hey, don't do this policy, don't do this policy, don't do this, don't destroy Chicago, don't get stop and frisk is stupid, it doesn't work. Martial law, no, that's just a horrible idea. And Larry Hoover and Trump, like he did such a phenomenal job at gassing Trump up that that Trump was actually looking into, like, okay, yeah, we gotta research who this dude is that he's talking about. We gotta we gotta look at his case and see if he needs to be out of prison. But that was something that people didn't like. People on the left didn't like the establishment on the left. The establishment on the left didn't like it because they were like, oh man, we don't want people, we especially don't want the black community negotiating with the Republican Party. We don't want that to happen. But guess what? I'm glad Kanye did, because had all of the influence from Trump been the idiots telling him to do stupid stuff, like things could have been way worse for, like especially Chicago. Kanye saved Chicago. But now that was the reason, because Kanye went all in supporting Trump. That's why people on the left, they're still not, they still weren't great with Kim. They still didn't, because they were like, wait a minute, but she was kind of lightweight, rocking with Trump too. So we want to reserve judgment. But Kim did something this year to, and like I said, Kim is media savvy. Kim is media savvy, and she did something at the beginning of this year to make sure where the media would fall in the covering her and Kanye. Because at the beginning of this year, Kim Kardashian had coffee with Hillary Clinton publicly. Cameras are there and everything. And it's like, wait a minute, who told the cameras? Who told the press that Kim and Hillary, and Chelsea were going to be having coffee together? Like I said, Kim Kardashian is a very media savvy person. And by publicly aligning herself with Hillary, she now makes it so that there's a clear distinction between her and Kanye, so that the majority of the, outside of Fox News, the majority of entertainment media, Hollywood leans left, CNN, MSNBC. So now she's got a lot of media that's automatically going to be taking her side, because she shifted it up. She saw that there was potential for her to be tied to Trump still. And she said, listen, I gotta make a clear delineation between me and the right, so that I can get full support from the left. And it worked. Because like right now, it's not just that. I mean, you can take a look at her boyfriend. Her new boyfriend has a tattoo of Hillary Clinton. So Kim is doing things that are very smart in terms of positioning herself in a way where the media, especially the Hollywood media, entertainment media, and a bunch of that media will support her. Of course, Fox News and them, right-leaning outlets, they're going to support Kanye because, hey, he likes Trump, so we like him.
Thank you for checking out this clip from Escaping the Echo Chamber. If you would like to check out the entire live stream, you can click on the screen now, or you can click on the link in the description below. I'll see you next time.